Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday and welcome to day 13 of the gratitude practice. I hope you're all doing well. I know that there's, a mixture of energies out there right now through this global awakening, this global reset. I think that this is probably the first weekend day where we are hyper conscious of what's happening, and that recognizing that this is not a quick fix, this is not something that's just going away. And this is going to become a real change in our lives. Like there's going to be significant shifts that are happening in the terms of the way we live, maybe on a day-to-day basis, in society, the way we function at work, how we interact on a global scale. There's going to be a new way of operating in the time being, for next couple of weeks, next couple of months, who really knows. And after that, it's going to change into something else. And, this kind of feeling of uncertainty is, creating some anxiousness in people, some nervousness. And it's okay that you have those feelings. This is a time of change, and anytime we're pushed out of our comfort zones, we are, this is something that, creates these feelings. And so it's important to feel through the feelings and allow yourself to understand that there is a fear there. There is an anxiousness, an anxiety, stress, worry, depression, whatever it is. And just know that you're not alone. Everybody is feeling it to some degree. And there's lots of different things coming up, and, it's important to recognize it. I think that this is where we have an opportunity to recognize that, we're not just beings that stay in a constant state. We like routine and we like the known because it makes us feel comfortable. But we're ever evolving. Our bodies change day to day from birth to death. And we are different people all the time, learning to adjust. The things around us change. I think about how much the city that I moved into 10 years ago has changed. I look at my hometown and how much it's changed. Everything changes. There is constant change around us. And now it's being brought to the surface how much this change can occur, and the fact that we have to get used to being comfortable in change and not allowing ourselves to really always sink into our routines. It's okay to have your comfort zones and to enjoy that period of life for what it is. But then it's also important to welcome that change. There's so much out there that's telling us not to grow old, to fear death, and like what's on the other side. And this is an opportunity for us to welcome that life is about change and life is about ever evolving, and that it continues to grow and become more rich in a lot of different ways. And gratitude can help us work through that, to be in the present, to both be in the present and draw in what we want in the future now. And this comes back to those ideas of the laws of manifestation and attracting like, this idea that we bring good things to us by putting these good feelings out there. And so today's practice is really around creating this future that we want for ourselves, putting that energy out there and feeling the gratitude now for it. It's important to feel gratitude after you receive something, but what's more important, to feel gratitude before you receive it. Because what you're doing is you're putting this energy out into the universe, this gratitude, this gratefulness that you've already received it. And that's the key, is that it's understanding that you are always provided for, and that what you need will come to you, and that you will not be left alone, that there is always something there helping you along. If you feel into that flow and you allow life to happen and you start to put out there what it is that you're seeking and allow it to come to you, because you attract it to you. And the key to this is feeling. The key to it is being specific. As I mentioned before, being specific without being attached to the outcome. So you might say, like, I want a specific car, and maybe what you get is a new car, but maybe it's not the specific model that you are hoping for, but it's exactly what you need, and you don't realize that right away. And as you start to drive it, you're like, oh yeah, this is the car I needed. So sometimes things come to you, in the way they do, because the universe knows what you need. You're communicating with the universe on levels you don't even recognize, and the universe knows exactly what you need, and it's going to give it to you. And sometimes we can deem these things as being bad, but then when we look, when we're down the line in the future and we look back on it, we were like, oh yeah, that happened this way because of this, and I needed that. So these things happen in our life for a reason. They're there to help us, they're there to teach us. And so it's about us being open to that and recognizing that. So today's practice is to really envision the future that you want. If you've been following these practices and going along with them, you might have remembered that early in this practice, we began by really listing out what we want for ourselves in the now, in the future, what we're trying to attract into our lives. Maybe you're wanting a better job. Maybe you're wanting a job because you lost your job during this time. Maybe you want a better place to live. Maybe you're looking for a partner. Maybe you are, wanting to improve your life in some specific way, that maybe you just want a vacation. Maybe you want to feel safe. Whatever it is that you are desiring, it's important to really set those intentions and say, like, this is what I'm seeking. And today's practice is about cultivating that gratitude and that feeling of already having received it. So what I want you to do with that list, if you haven't created one yet, create one about what you envision for your future, what you want, what would make you happy, what it is that you're seeking, what are those complaints that you are saying in your head, and how can you flip that around to, rather than complaining, let's say, about the loss of a job or maybe too much work, envisioning what you want in a job for the future, and saying, thank you, thank you, thank you for providing me with the perfect job for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the money that I have received. Thank you, thank you, thank you for giving me the money that I need to pay for rent this month. Thank you, thank you, thank you for getting my child into the school that they need to be in. Thank you, thank you, thank you for my soulmate coming to me. Whatever it is, start to write these things down like you've already received it. Now, the next part of this is to cultivate that feeling of gratitude, because it's not just the words, it's feeling like you've already received this. So I want you to really sit down with that list, this thank you, thank you, thank you for, let's say, going back to the job, thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect job, because this is exactly what I needed. Now, just imagine what you would feel like if you were offered that job of your dreams, even if you don't know what it is. Just imagine that feeling that you would feel about receiving that opportunity and landing that job and working that job and feeling like you're serving what you need to do and serving humanity through what you need to do. Imagine who's the first person you would tell if you got that job? Who would you call up, or who would you say, like, oh my God, you won't believe what happened? And what would you say to them? And how would it make you feel? And how would you describe it? Try to put as much detail into it so that you can actually feel it. And then the last thing that I want to say, you want to write this down with thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a power in the number 3. There's this concept of the Trinity in all forms of life. You know, you want to look to religion, there's the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You want to look paganism, right? With Wiccan, they believe in the triple moon goddess. There's also like this concept in psychology with like the id, the ego, and the superego, or states of consciousness with waking, sleeping, and dreaming. Things come in 3s. There's a trinity, there's a repetition in life that comes in 3. So saying it 3 times, thank you, thank you, thank you, is invoking that spirit, invoking this natural rhythm that we seem to be falling into in life, and that's part of that flow. So make sure when you're writing this down, you say thank you, thank you, thank you for, and then cultivate that feeling of gratitude. I'm here for you if you ever need somebody to talk to, message, whatever. Please let me know. We are in this together. None of us are alone. We all need help, and we all need to just raise our voice and speak up when we need it, and know that there's always somebody listening and looking out for you. I wish you a wonderful Saturday, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.